No, I wasn't no athlete. Snoop Dogg.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I meant. Like if there's a athlete,
like
any Ricky Williams or
what's the athlete that we know smoked a lot of weed?
Ricky Williams. That motherfucker was in Australia with koalas. Whole interview had a whole ass koala. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I've been out here living life, man. That nigga was high as hell, man.
I mean, we just did Arian Foster, but I'm pretty sure he smoked.
Who else they got in NFL? Oh god, well, maybe not
NBA.
Right.
Everybody.
Chris Webber.
Bro, we don't want to hear no more than that nigga shit.
Oh, okay.
Take your trash.
He had that the back of the lack flow and shit.
Oh yeah.
Back of the line.
What's his name? They used to play for the Bucks. Sanders.
Big Dog. Oh, Larry.
Yeah.
Yep. He did put out an album, didn't he?
I think so.
He's probably high as shit too.
Yeah, he probably was.
Is he an artiste?
He stopped playing basketball because he wanted to smoke weed.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Yeah, he got a song called Black Mercedes. I'm about to send the music video.
Oh, here we go.
Episode 196 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
It's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ask Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. Yeah, my shit over here scratching the mixing. So when I came
I was
in,
like, could you not hear me?
So y'all started moving. When I started talking, is when y'all started moving. I was out of here.
Only known as. Is my audio off? What is happening?
I said it.
Oh, I was about to be like, what's happening? I'm Camille, point guard of the crew.
Should we take this from the top?
Man, I don't know what's happening, fam. I know what's happening. But I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. Holding it down for all the women who love sports.
Hey, man, it's a holiday.
And it's your boy, K. Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K. Diddy.
Take that.
Jabron.
Hey.
For sure. So, go ahead and follow us on our social medias. Technical File. It's TECK. Well, I'll tell you the rest at www.technicalfile.com. Don't forget to put K on that motherfucker.
You damn wait. What?
Worst intro ever.
What?
Man, you don't start that over. Tell these people
real quick, bro. Go ahead and follow us on our social medias at Technical File on Instagram and the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got www.technicalfile.com. Don't forget to put the K on that motherfucker.
You're damn right.
You can go ahead and get on our Facebook page, Technical File Podcast. You can also mosey on over to our Technical File Pod Overtime group where you can join in with the listeners, fans, and the fam. But do not forget, we are on YouTube too. So you can see us. I can't see y'all, but you can see us. Technical File Podcast. Alex.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Hey, man, like I say every week, if you guys enjoy being a part of this amazing Tech File fam, I'm sure everybody know. Your mother, your mama, your daddy. I said, goddamn.
Your mother and your mama. Your mother and your mama. Oh, okay.
My bad.
Who was your daddy and your mama?
Your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your baby mama, baby daddy, whoever, and all of them, everybody in your family. It don't matter if they got your last name and they family, share. But yeah, man. Yo.
We're just gonna keep on rolling. We appreciate you, brother Ken. Share it.
Yeah,
go ahead and tell everybody.
Man. Yeah, do that. Share.
Tell everybody.
Share everybody.
For sure. Tell everybody.
But wherever you find podcasts, you can find us. That includes Apple Podcasts, Google Play,
yes, sir,
SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify,
Pandora.
Yeah,
we over there too.
Amazon Music.
Amazon Music.
iHeartRadio.
Mm-hmm.
Himalaya.
Like a player.
Wooshka.
Wooska.
The Good News app.
Good News Radio.
Yes, sir. You can find us on the Good News Radio app every Tuesday between 6 and 8 p.m.
6 to 8.
Central Time. So you heard, Tim. What time, Tim?
6 to 8.
6
Go
to
bang
8.
on my desk.
How much you saying?
6 to 8.
He's saying 68.
You know it's a 6 and 8. Get your ass here.
Between them times, we'd be on the Good News Radio app. You can come and join in, be part of the show. It's a chat box and everything. So if you listen live, you can hear us talk to you like live through the show. So come on and join us over here.
Yeah. Come on, you ain't doing nothing else.
Yeah.
For sure.
6 to 8.
And obviously, you can find us wherever you're listening to this now. While there, make sure that you like, subscribe, rate, and review. 5 stars or better. It helps us and we appreciate it.
Third, we do. As a reminder, like, subscribe, rate, review. I'm telling y'all this again because I know y'all hear us say this every week, so I got to switch it up. Just remind you, like, it's very important that y'all share the show, that you rate and review. Helps us out a lot. It's a free way to support the pod. We are almost at episode 200, y'all.
Yeah.
200. 4 years of this.
Yeah.
Y'all been
here.
enjoying us for years. And all we asking y'all to do is share the show. Every week, boom, tech file, share that much, rate, review. If you don't remember if you have, just go back to the Apple, podcast app, type in a review. If you already did it, hey, it's already in there. If you haven't, we got a new review. So let's get that up. Let's get the numbers up, man. You can even rate and review us on Facebook. Anywhere you can rate and review, just give us them 5 stars. Share the show. It's much appreciated. Now that you have your second and third reminder, let's shout out the top listening cities and the international listeners from the past week. At number 1, surprise, surprise. What's up, Germantown, Wisconsin?
Surprise. What up, neighbor?
Oh, Germantown was number 1?
Number 1, Germantown.
Wow. Okay. What's going on, Germantown?
Like, what? Okay. And then I saw number 2, and I was like, okay, Columbus, Ohio, y'all came back.
Oh, wow, welcome back.
Whenever
Welcome
Columbus,
back.
Ohio is here, since that Bible episode, they have been 1 or now 2. So shout out to Columbus, Ohio. Number 3, still ain't no Milwaukee. We got Essex, Maryland.
Oh, what up, Maryland?
What's going on, Maryland?
I was
Sure,
like,
love,
okay. Right, okay. And then number 4, we got Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the hometown of the
number 4.
Oh, there y'all go.
At number 4, God.
we know we 4-1-4,
better.
but we'd rather y'all be 1, not the 4. You know?
Hey, I see you out there.
Bars.
Share the show. Number 5, we got Spring, Texas.
Spring, Texas. What's going on?
Oh,
Number 6, we got Irving, Texas.
Irving, Texas. What's going on now?
At number 7, we got Chicago, Illinois.
Chateau, always showing love.
I think of Scruff McGruff every time I have to say Chicago, Illinois.
really?
Honestly, every single time I think of the Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois. Like every time I have to say Chicago, Illinois. Number 8, we got Toronto, Canada. Shout out to International.
Oh, shout out. What's going on, Toronto?
Toronto.
We appreciate y'all.
What's going on?
Number 9, we got Racine, Wisconsin.
Ray Silla, what's going on? Welcome back.
Hello,
And
neighbor.
at number 10, we got Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Upper Marlboro. What's going on?
It roll every time. It's a hard city.
Yeah, it is.
International listeners include Canada,
Hey.
as I said.
Canada.
Shout out to y'all. Belgium,
Belgium, welcome back.
Russia.
Russia, welcome back. Trust Hero Russia, welcome back.
We got the United Kingdom.
UK.
Wild statement, sir. Hello.
That I forget which one of y'all posted the clip of what American people act like when they met a British person, but that was hilarious.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know if
I did.
That was hilarious. Shout out to the UK. We also had France.
Hey,
France, what's going
hey,
on?
welcome back.
Oh Lord.
Sure.
Pierre.
We also had Israel.
Israel, welcome.
Okay, welcome.
We had Switzerland.
That's a lot.
Switzerland, what's going on?
We still got 2 more. We had the Ukraine.
Okay.
Ukraine,
Yeah.
welcome.
All right. Well,
And last but not least, we had New Zealand.
New Zealand.
For sure.
Welcome. They've been there before, right? Welcome back.
Yeah, we had New Zealand here before.
Yeah,
so shout out
back.
to all the international listeners. It's crazy that our voices are being heard in different countries, but that's tight. Appreciate y'all. Sport fact of the week.
Yeah. So it's 420, but I couldn't find any weed related sports facts. So I'm gonna go with on this day in 1986, Michael Jordan dropped an NBA record 63 points in a playoff game. It's the Boston Celtics.
Thought Michael Jordan was
God disguised as Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And as we learned from the Last Dance, the Bulls did lose that game. So everybody started talking about like, oh, Michael Jordan would have did this and that. Like he dropped 63 and lost. So
they needed every one of them points and it still wasn't enough.
Right.
Yeah.
It happens.
Man, it sure do.
Oh, before I forget, buy a t-shirt.
Hey, you heard the man. Give him the details.
Buy two.
Yeah, we'll be posting some stuff on our socials by the time this is out. But if you dig a little bit, you'll find the one from last week. But we have our 4th year anniversary T-shirts on sale. Only one more month. So month from today, orders close. After that, you cannot get it. It goes in the vault. Lock it up, throw away the key. So cop that.
Hey, savagely.
For sure.
Another way to support the pod. And that being
That way
said,
ain't free though.
yeah, it ain't free, but it's another way to support. We appreciate it. As always, too, the Cash Apps work. So if free support ain't your thing, we accept the financial. I'm just going to throw that out there. Let's get into the topics for the week. So it's been a couple weeks since we did an NBA check-in, and given the fact that we're coming up to the playoff push here, about 2 weeks left in the season or so, 2-3 weeks, let's just take a look at some postseason races, some standings, and make some predictions. And before we do that, I want to remind y'all and the listeners that in this, era of the play-in now, it's really looking for a top 6 spot guaranteed into the playoffs. And then you got 7 through 10, which all have to play to earn their keep in the playoff spot. So 4 are competing for 2 spots. So first, before we even do that, though, I want to know what y'all think about Luka and Mark Cuban's comments. I'm not sure if y'all heard them, but both of them were pretty much saying like they're not a fan of the play-in scenario.
Because they in 7th place right now.
We should be fine. No.
Yeah, and Mark Cuban was one of the owners. I mean, he voted for a play-in scenario, and we have it.
Yeah,
So just because you're the one standing to lose out on something from it doesn't mean that now you can try to go back on it. Like it's for the good of the league.
Now he's playing this rigged. Y'all cheating, like, bruh. You said cool. You said you was all right with this.
Me personally, I'm a fan of the play-in.
Yeah, me too.
To that point, though, I do think that they probably should have adapted what they did last year, where it's like it's only triggered if teams are within so many games. So, like, if Dallas is far and away like the 7th seed, and it's like the AFC is like 5 games behind, like I don't think Dallas should have to play their way into the playoffs at that point. It's like they're very clearly a cut above.
Mm-hmm. Right. Too bad.
Remember last year was like to trigger the play-in, like
I forgot.
the 9th place team had to be like within like 4 games. I think
it was 4 games.
So that would be my only tweak. But otherwise, like I think having it, I don't have a problem having it. And I know they tried to cite that it's like the playing load on the star players because like teams are going to go all out to kind of secure. And it's like that's what they're supposed to be doing anyway. You should incentivize teams to keep playing as long as possible. Like,
I mean, I enjoy it too. Like, we want the entertainment and shit.
Yeah, and like I want to see competitive basketball. Like, I don't want to see teams already packed. Like the more teams that are actually out here playing for something and putting a good product on the floor, like the more I'm entertained. So,
and
I'm here for it.
It's only a game difference between 2 game difference between 7 and 10. That's
in the East or the West.
In the West. So Dallas, Memphis, Golden State, and San Antonio. It's 30, 29, 29, and 28 wins. It's like
everybody's played the same amount of games, though, have they?
Shit. That's
No,
but they're right there next to each other. Like it's not like they're 4 games off or nothing. Like they're right there. 30 and 26, 29 and 27, 29, 29, 28, 28. Like all of them played. It looks like at least 56 games.
Just to simplify things. So Dallas is in 7th. The Grizzlies are in 8th, and they're 1 game back. Warriors are 2 games back of Dallas, and the Spurs are also 2 games back of Dallas. So,
yeah. So, first thing I want to say, you got the Jazz at the 1 spot, and we'll start with the West since we already here. You got the Jazz in the 1 spot, the Suns in the 2, Clippers, Nuggets, Lakers, Blazers. So that's the top 6 right there. Then you got the Mavericks, the Grizzlies, the Warriors, the Spurs. Do the Jazz retain that top spot to the end of the season?
I don't know, man. Phoenix, they nice.
Yeah.
They nice. Like
last night, but yeah.
That I don't know. But Utah been hooping.
Yeah, but they without Donovan Mitchell for how? Do we have any dates yet? I know it's just like a couple games and ankle, but
let me check.
Still undetermined, or at least
undetermined still. That's what I thought. So, I mean, it's only a game over Phoenix right now, so like I could definitely see that flip flopping.
Yeah,
the Clippers have been playing pretty well too.
Yeah, the Clippers has been hooping too, like hooping. I think they 8-2 in their last 10. Oof.
I don't think the Jazz stay at number 1 to finish the season out. I could actually.
It'll be team. If it's not Utah, it's going to be Phoenix, in my opinion.
I feel like other fans of other teams have been disrespectful to the Bucks the last couple of years, and like just waiting for them to fall off. So I don't want to do that to another fan base. So I'm gonna just say, sure, the Jazz retain number 1.
If Donovan Mitchell was healthy and we were sure of what his health would be, I'd probably agree with you because Utah has been playing some excellent ball. But without Donovan Mitchell,
I mean, but Clarkson picked up the scoring. Like
Clarkson ain't never seen a shot he don't like.
And that's the thing, like everybody on Utah has been balling too. Like
yeah.
So it's not like they've been without the scoring, which is why they've been able to still kind of stay afloat. Their defense has been crazy.
I mean, they got Rudy Gobert. Their defense is always going to be good.
I mean, but it's not only him.
I'm saying, right. I'm just saying, like, they have a floor that's higher than probably any other team, like, when it comes to defense. So the fact that they're all, like, shooting the ball out of their minds this year, like, that's part of the reason why, like, they've been so successful.
Can Jokic carry Denver?
He has been already.
I will say they've been on his back.
It's already been established.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I just put up the Jazz schedule. They might be able to stay up there.
It's a little light.
Rockets, Timberwolves, Kings, Suns. That's going to be difficult. Raptors, Spurs, Nuggets, Rockets, Warriors, Trailblazers, Thunder, Kings.
Yeah, that's a little light.
That's a little light.
Yeah.
They might get that one. But I did see, I know, Ken, you're going to be happy. I saw the Cavalry is on his way back. It might be back this week.
Mm-hmm. I'm just ready to see it. I want to see the whole squad, man. We need to see it. I'm ready.
LeBron a few weeks away, but he on the way.
Absolutely. It's exciting. Hey, but the Lakers have been playing well, though.
Y'all got some defense over there. I didn't like y'all play some good defense.
So I'm ready.
Even
I'm
without
excited.
AD.
Hey, Drummond has been panning out pretty well. So I'm happy right now.
14 games left.
Huh?
They got 14 games left.
Yeah.
It's 72 this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 14 games left.
Yeah, they get LeBron back a week or so before the play. All LeBron need about a week, and he'll be.
Yeah, he'll be ready.
Let me get that young blood. Let me just warm up real quick.
Granted, we haven't seen LeBron come back off an injury because he never gets hurt. But if there's anybody that I'm not worried about, like reacclimating to NBA basketball, it's LeBron James.
You know, it's funny. I had seen. What was I watching? Oh, I seen that clip. somebody put on Twitter, I believe, was that damn look down when he be looking down at the floor and
that
pulling
was
up.
me. That weak move.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. But as I'm watching the clip, I was reminded, like, I don't know, it's kind of one of those things where I was like, man, I really used to be a huge like LeBron James fan when he first came out, and then I think I kind of lost it when he went to Miami without realizing that I kind of lost some of my fandom for LeBron when he went to Miami. Interesting. I just realized that
like
just
everybody
now.
lost some fandom for LeBron. When
It's not one of those things that I like realized until like oh damn,
It turned it up for some people.
True. But I was like, I really want to try to catch more Laker games before the regular season over once he comes back, and more of the Laker games for him because I do want to kind of enjoy watching LeBron James while he's still here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't catch so many Laker games because it'd be so damn late. I really feel for y'all, bro. All them damn games
LeBron on my favorite team is great.
It's rough over here, and I hate to imagine some East Coast fans. Shit. But
No, you're not.
They true fans, they don't work.
they sitting there watching games
Go
at
to work
midnight.
sleepy. We don't give a damn. Well, let's go. Laker Nation. Don't need no sleep.
I be seeing like all the UK accounts for different teams, and I'm like, y'all really be up at like 1, 2, 3 in the morning watching these games. Like, but the games start at 1 a.m. and y'all sitting there like, yeah, I got my coffee. Let's watch my team.
Flip side, like American fans of European soccer, like they'll be up at the crack of dawn to catch their team. So
True, them shits is like 5.
I mean, it's not 1 o'clock, but it is still pretty, off hours. So
I mean, I
you're a
think
fan.
they
You're a
run
fan.
like
Yes.
8 or like between 6 and 8 though. Typically, it's not bad.
Really or not?
Do y'all think that any teams in the West that are currently on the outside looking in on the playoff picture, so the 11 through 15 seeds, so Pelicans, Kings, Thunder, Rockets, Timberwolves, you think any of those 5 teams can sneak into the play-in situation? Or will sneak into the play-in situation?
Probably not.
Eric shaking his head no.
Pelicans are currently 3.5 games back of the 10 spot, and they've been up and down all year. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen like sustained, positive basketball from them all year. Like, I just feel like they don't have it.
I mean, we just saw Stan Van Gundy say that they didn't deserve to win the game against the Knicks after Eric Bledsoe admittedly had a mental lapse. He said he lost focus and didn't foul D Rose when he was supposed to, and then D Rose is driving. They're up by 3. Lonzo leaks from the corner to help on the lay to give up the open 3. Next thing you know, they in overtime. Next thing you know, they lost.
So bad teams always find a way to lose. So,
and a lot of New Orleans fans right now is pissed because of the fact that Bledsoe is getting these minutes. Like, they really want him to be sat down. But yeah, it's been interesting seeing how they've been feeling about Bledsoe throughout the year, and I guess it's more so that they feel like management is trying to take value in whatever that he got. But they got this all-pro, all-defensive guard in the trade for Drew Holiday, who's been hooping. So they feel like management down there in New Orleans is letting Bledsoe play, even though he's been playing like crap, because they're trying to validate their trade for him. I mean, and at some point in time, I guess it'll click or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't really trade for him to not play him. So, like, it's his first year down there, too. You kind of just, you take your lumps this year at least.
It's a big lump.
But plus, like, I think that what gets lost with fans sometimes is, like, you have these young players and then you have vets in front of them. And it's like the young players have to earn those minutes. Like, if you just hand minutes to somebody who hasn't earned them yet, like, you set back, like, your organization, you set back their development. Because it's like, okay, well, it don't matter what I do because, like, they're going to play me regardless. Like, you got to make them earn it before you just throw them in there. So I would imagine that Bledsoe is the best option that they have at this point, or at least Stan Van Gundy thinks so.
You make sense there, sir. You make sense there.
Was this the case when Bledsoe was here? Like,
he did not look as bad.
I mean, until the playoffs game, like, he was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is how he looked in the playoffs, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
But regular season Bledsoe was way better than what regular season Bled is in New Orleans this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they getting playoff Bled. That's quite a. I didn't realize that. Yes,
and George Hill ain't even there no more. He over in Philly, about to be in the damn playoffs.
He said George Hill ain't here to save him.
Yeah.
I did not realize that the Thunder were on an 11-game losing streak, and I'm sure they are happy with every one of those L's.
Bro, they just waiting. They just sitting there waiting like Birdman.
I mean, like they've sat like their best players. Like Horford is completely healthy. Shea probably could be playing if they actually wanted him to be. Like,
I think I seen Lou Dort jump like 40 something the other day.
42, I think.
Oh, Lou Dort. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I just want to say before we move out of the West, Steph Curry has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Like out of his mind, bro.
Phenomenal.
Like 40, he averaging like 40-something points a game over the last like 5 or 6 or some shit like that. It's something crazy.
I think for the month of April, so I don't know how many games that is, but considering today is April 20th, it's probably a bunch of them. Like he's averaging over 40. I know that he had in the last 10 games, he's hit over 70 threes. So
he got 4 games left. So 12 games.
In the month of April, Steph Curry has averaged 40.8 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. It's been 10 games this month.
Woo!
Yeah. 7 threes a game.
He is shooting 55% from the field on 23 field goal attempts, and including 50% from 3-point.
Damn.
That's some wild shit.
90%, well, 91% if you round up from the free throw.
So 50, 50, 90 for the month of April.
That's some wild shit.
I'm sorry, it was 55, 50, 90 for the month of April.
Cooking.
Like ridiculous. Like you know when you see this man,
exactly.
Every shot he throw up is just damn near every shot. Every other shot dropping.
It's people who didn't believe that Steph Curry was already like legendary, and it's like, are you not entertained? Like, are you not entertained?
Like, the disrespect never insists to me. Like, people act like he had KD the entire time, and that like Clay was Clay the entire time, and Draymond was Draymond. Like, Curry was the engine. Like, before all that happened. Like, Clay, this isn't anything new. Like, Steph has been doing this for going on a decade now. Like,
Davidson.
And honestly, this might be even more impressive because if he ain't got no real help right now. Like it is the Steph Curry show, and every other team knows it's the Steph Curry show, and this nigga is still cooking.
Triple team. Triple team.
When the Bucks lost to the Warriors, I was watching it, and after the game ended, I was like, "Dang, we really tricked that off." And then I went, "But dang, it was fun watching Steph Curry cook."
No, they definitely did trick it off. But yes,
both things were true. Like it was like I'm sad we lost, but man, it was fun watching Steph.
I don't know, man. Them damn contests, he was throwing that bitch up. I think he was quartered in.
But it wasn't Steph scoring that was the reason that they lost. They lost because they couldn't execute late game. Like they were turning the ball over.
They tricked it off.
Right, Chris was just turning it over like left and right. Like he did that stupid lob pass that he always does. That never works.
And
they didn't even have Giannis in that game, so it was like there was no chance. But yeah, no, like Steph has been balling. I don't know. Do you have a question about MVP, or can I get to that point?
Go ahead. Get to
it. Nikola Jokic is the MVP, at least at this point. Like, if he gets hurt over the next month, like, that could change. But as far as I'm concerned, like, it's his award to lose. Like, I feel like the media is trying to throw anybody in there that they can. Like, I don't know why people want to.
Who's healthy?
Yeah, like, every week it feels like people just keep throwing different. Oh well, is this person the MVP? It's like Jokic. There really isn't an argument against Jokic. He's played if not every game, like most of their games. Like yes, they're a 4 seed, but the 4 seed in the West would be the 2 seed, I believe, in the East. Like they're winning games. He doesn't have Murray now, and they're still winning games. Like he does everything basically for that team. Like they built the team around him, so like it makes sense. But like Jokic is an MVP, so I feel like people are looking for every reason not to give it to him. Like they're just waiting for somebody to come in and like give them an alternative. It's like
if you go to the team stats page, his face is in every damn category but blocks,
which is wild.
Points, rebounds, assists, steals, and I'm sure he probably ain't too far behind on blocks either. It's point.
I feel
it's ridiculous.
I feel like a lot of times when people bring up other names in MVP conversation, it's more so like I just want to acknowledge that they're having a really good season at this point. Like if Steph averages 40 for the rest of the season and the Warriors move into what's realistic for them?
Go back to
seventh, maybe
moving to the 7 seed, maybe 6. 6 would be ambitious.
They could probably get 7.
I can see the argument for being like, can Steph Curry get even more consideration at this point now? Like, he's playing impressive, but I agree that right now the MVP is definitely Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
All right.
I give it to him. You know, Joker, my guy. Fuck with Joker.
Yeah. And on top of that, let's get to the East. The East is a little bit more of a not as competitive here.
Dumpster fire.
And and most people will say that Brooklyn, Philly, and Milwaukee are the three, the cream of the crop in the East. And then in that next tier, you have like Boston, Miami,
Atlanta.
You can put Atlanta, yeah, sure. Atlanta.
Currently 4th, so.
Yeah, they are currently
they've been cooking too.
Yeah, they have. And they've been unhealthy. So it'll be interesting to see them in the playoffs at full strength.
But they're starting to hoop.
Knicks are on the longest winning streak, active running streak in the NBA right now.
You know what, Knicks fans? I'm happy for y'all. Like, y'all are really enjoying this team. I'm happy that y'all are having fun with this basketball team. Julius Randle is really hooping.
Oh, you know they all up in arms right now because of Zion.
Oh,
I feel like that
Square Garden comments.
I'm not sure. I feel like that's a little bit more media. Like, I feel like that was more. No, the fans are actually buying that.
I think that the way that he was talking about it so lovingly, like I don't think that's just the media just hyping it up. Like
I'm saying I've only seen like people retweeting. I haven't seen Knicks fans like, yeah, let me get Zion.
Oh no. Knicks fans, I think that they've been burned one too many times. Like
I haven't seen any of them like
they're like Charlie Brown with the football. Like nah.
Yeah, that's what I was meant. Like I haven't seen any Knicks fans being like, yeah, we getting Zion next. Like they've just
New Orleans fans, on the other hand.
Yeah, they a little hurt about that. He mentioned y'all in New Orleans. He said outside of New Orleans.
I mean, it was an aside. Like, he knew he was about to fuck up. Like, let me mention. That's like when you talk about, like, oh, that girl's fine, but like, oh, and my girl fine, too. Like,
right, my baby looks better, though.
So y'all be lying when y'all say that is what you say.
When you say it like how Zion just said it, yes, you are lying.
Talk about the lie right now? No,
not at all. Not at all.
I'm like, oh man, old girl's cold. Like her body is like this, and like she dressed nice, and like her face, and I mean, like my girl cold too. You know what I'm saying? But like, old girl, she nice. Like,
that's very, very fair. But what team in the East do y'all think comes out with that number one seed? We just heard that Brooklyn. Well, we saw KD he had a thigh contusion, so he's out for the meantime, in between time. Hope it's not serious. It didn't look like it would be serious. We had mentioned that James Harden had been out with his hamstring injury. He apparently had a setback today as we record, and he's not out indefinitely. Coach Steve Nash was pretty much like, it is what it is, y'all. I don't know what to really tell you. He could be back for the playoffs. He could be back sooner, but right now we ain't got him.
I brought this up.
You mentioned, I think last week or week before, like, are y'all worried? And me, Tim, and Cam's like, no, man, it ain't nothing.
They played 7 games together.
Yeah, they might not play more. Like, that might be it for all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough?
Again, like talent typically wins out, but as we saw with the Clippers last year, like if you don't have that continuity, if you don't have the reps of playing together, like cracks can get exposed in high pressure moments. So I'm not saying I would necessarily be worried, but it's something I would definitely have on my mind, like going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I had a bet with a friend, and he was betting that the Nets come out the East against the field. So I took the field because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take the field. That's an easy bet.
Yeah.
He's not feeling too great, I would imagine, about where Brooklyn currently stands. But do y'all think Philly stays number 1?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just to set the scene, like the Sixers are 39-18, Nets are 1 game back, Milwaukee's 4 games back, and then fourth place Hawks are 8 games back. So realistically,
really feel like a 3-team race for number 1.
Yeah. And even the Bucks are starting to fade a little bit. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the way Philly's been
Brooklyn's
playing
hurt.
Brooklyn stayed hurt, and they stayed winning too. So it's kind of like a.
But now they're only down to Kyrie, and I don't know if Kyrie can carry a team the same way that James Harden could.
We're gonna find out.
And he's also been kind of in and out, you know.
Yeah, he's been taking his mental health
days. He'll take a vacation randomly in the middle of this run and shit.
Yeah, Kyrie's probably looked at this and been like, you know what? There's too many games, too close together. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do what I need to do in addition to like whatever he had going on. But like a lot of these vets. Like I saw, I think Kawhi's out for the next week too, and I was like y'all probably are nicked up and hurting, but I wonder how much of it is like, yeah, I can't play, or more like we have a lot of games. Okay, we are here for the playoffs, and I'm trying to make sure that when that starts, I am A-okay.
And Giannis just missed 6 games. Like I know he was hurt, but I feel like if this was a normal season, like he might have been able to play a couple of those games that he wound up sitting out, because it's like why push it, especially like as a top 3 seed in the East. Like that you're going to be a top 3 seed in the East. Like yes, it's probably advantageous to get to number 1 just because you don't potentially have to play 2 of the other teams. But like I think looking at it long term, it's better to be overly cautious than to try to push it just to get a couple more regular season wins.
Yeah, I think Philly might be able to actually hold on to that 1 seed. Brooklyn has already pretty much said we don't really care about what the seeding is. And the Bucks, at least Coach Bud has come out and been like, we're not playing for seeding. I think Coach Bud said something along the lines of, it's the playoffs. It's going to be nothing but good teams. So we're just trying to get there as healthy as possible, because regardless of what the seed is, we're going to have some games. So let's get into it.
Yeah, I think he'd rather just keep working on what they're working on too.
They punted like 2 or 3 very winnable games that it's like, fuck it. Who cares? Let the Nazis run the show. So like, clearly they don't care about, their actions say that they clearly don't care about seeding.
Games like those, do you also think about the aspect of maybe that's helping for like chemistry and continuity for the bench? Because I mean,
that might be a byproduct, but I don't think it's a motivating factor.
No, I wouldn't say a motivating factor, but more so just like another key in the cog of, well, we're going to play the whole bench. You guys are the ones that are the reserve squad anyways, that the starters practice against anyway. So you kind of got this going on in practice in the first place. Let's get you some game time minutes. So we'll let y'all play the whole game to help y'all so later down the line in the season or in the playoffs. Like we figured out the Nets is probably going to get those minutes in the
playoffs. Not that many,
now.
Actually.
Yeah, I would say no, only because that puts them into different roles that they wouldn't have come playoff time anyway. Like, it makes more sense to give them reps like within the flow of the actual rotation if you plan on playing them that way. But like having Thanasis have the initiate offense, like he should never do that in a playoff game. So it's like, why prepare him for a role that he's not going to play down the road? So again, like I think it's just like a byproduct of, we want to get, like, if we're going to rest 2 of our starters, we might as well rest all 5 of them, because it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, and I agree with Eric. That's what I was going to say about, like, when they're in those games where the starters aren't playing, they're in roles that they're not going to have for real. Kind of like how when we had the conversation about Christian Wood versus Mamadi, like how their roles in G League could reflect their actual roles in the NBA. But I think that it's just an added benefit, because the Bucks haven't had this many like young guys who they're actually kind of interested in. And at this point, with the way that the cap is looking, they're going to need young guys to actually be able to be decent rotation pieces. So I think it's also just kind of been a plus for them to be able to take a look at these guys playing some real NBA minutes and just getting a gauge of where they are too. Because, them cheap contracts, if you can find somebody who actually play on them, they're going to be very, very valuable on this team, because we ain't got that much room after signing our big team.
We ain't got it.
We ain't got it.
But yeah, I think Philly will probably end up winning the East. When you look at the play-in situation, in the East. You currently have Miami, Charlotte, Indiana, and Chicago in there. Zach LaVine is actually in the health and safety protocols. And we just got word that young LaMelo Ball has been cleared to return to basketball activities after he had the cast on his wrist removed. There's no timetable for him to play. Yes, sir. But he might. It sounds like he's going to be back for the playoff. He might have enough games. Honestly, if you ask me, he already he's still rookie of the year at this point.
Yeah, I still think so too.
And if he comes back and he can play another however many
5 or 6,
then it's yes, give it to him, because it's one of those things where it's he's been clearing the way the best rookie in this class.
The entire season.
He's been the best. Anthony Edwards has surged a little bit since All-Star break. It's been cool watching him hoop. Quigley's been all right. What's the dude in Sacramento?
Halliburton.
Yeah, he's been cool. But no one's been as good as LaMelo has.
Did you mention Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, check the message.
But yeah, it's Melo. And if young Melo come back, then I don't think the Hornets are falling out of that spot. Is Gordon Hayward back?
Into the guarantee spot.
Okay.
Is Gordon Hayward back?
That's what I was responding to. Yeah, I haven't seen him back the last time I checked. Because he was supposed to miss at least a month, right?
4 weeks. So,
but they would be able to. I think they can sneak into one of the top guaranteed 6 spots if they get LaMelo back in enough games. Because they're not that far behind. I think they're 2 games behind.
They're 2 games behind the Knicks and 6 as of this recording.
And Boston
because they're tied.
Yeah, so they can. I think they can sneak into that top 6 area if they can get LaMelo Ball back in time.
Well, let me do this.
That kind of boost.
How he did in the West. So currently you have the Wizards, the Raptors, the Cavaliers, the Magic, and the Pistons on the outside looking in. I think we can all agree the Pistons are done.
Yeah, stick a fork in them.
The Magic is done.
Yeah.
Cavaliers.
Damn, the Magic done tanked their way all the way down there. They only
did.
Half a game ahead of Detroit.
But when you look at the Raptors and you look at the Wizards are technically have the same record as the Bulls in 10. Mm-hmm. And then the Raptors are only a game behind, a half a game behind the Bulls at 10. The Bulls are without Zach LaVine for however many games he's going to be out for. And
they've been bad since the trade deadline.
Yep. So it's quite possible Chicago falls out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get play-in. I want to see play-in Bradley Beal and Russ. That's what I want. I want the Wizards in at the 10 spot.
Bill get the playoffs?
I just don't. They just gonna
put on a show. That's what they gonna do. They gonna put on a show.
And I mean, the Pacers, they just lost Miles Turner for a toe injury.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he's a defensive team.
And he blocks leader right now?
I was going to say he was a player of the year candidate, but I think that's either Ben Simmons or Rudy. But he's a top level defender, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I haven't seen enough from the Pacers to think that they're rock solid, but they are 2 games up on the 10 seed. So,
yeah, I could definitely see them falling too. It could be the Raptors and the Wizards could make their way into that situation very easily.
Can y'all please keep the Raptors out? I don't want no parts. I think they've been great this year, but
I would love for one of them 2 teams to knock out the top 2 squads.
I don't know about the Wizards, but the Raptors, they have a track record at least.
Yeah, that's all. If Toronto get in, they could upset one of them too. Definitely,
I wouldn't bet no money on it.
No. But they at least have a puncher's chance. Whereas I don't think the Bulls got it. I don't think Pacers have it.
I mean, if we're looking at what 2 teams in the 7-8 spot could be the most dangerous, I think that'd probably be Miami and Toronto. I mean, depends on Charlotte could be fun. Mm-hmm. I don't think that they haven't. I mean, I don't think I didn't know to actually pull an upset off. But it'll be fun to see. It'll be fun to see.
I root for upsets unless it's ours.
That's a real statement.
That is a real statement.
Everybody likes a good story.
Except when it comes against your team.
Yeah, don't do that shit to me. What's wrong with you? Like, you have this shit. We've been on that end. Let's go on the upside.
Yeah, best case scenario for me is the Knicks or the Hawks get the 6 seed, Bucks stay at 3. I'm all right with that.
Oh, yeah. I would like that. And then that second round is just, it is what it is. Like,
yeah, bro.
You better become prepared. It is what it is, man. I just want for the Bucks. I'm not sure it's what everybody wants for their team. I just want to be healthy. Let us be healthy and roll that ball out, and let's see what happens. Please, for the love of God, Coach Bud, make your rotation switches quicker. When you see something's not working, make a change. God dang.
Like, I get it in, like, late game. Like, it is frustrating, but also, like, they seem to really be taking to heart, which is, like, it's a complete 180 from last year where, like, they cared too much about the regular season, whereas, like, now I can actively tell that they're trying shit out, which, I mean, we've said all year, but, like, seeing how, you know, I think, like, obviously, like, Chris Paul was killing Brook Lopez in a pick and roll yesterday. It's like...
And Bobby Portis.
I mean, I think that's a given with Bobby Portis. Wait, like... That man is from the Jabari Parker School of Defense. Like, they don't pay him to play D.
Shout out to Jabari in the 10-day.
Yeah, they don't get paid to play defense.
A 10-day in Boston.
Yeah.
I would love for Jabari Parker Boston minutes against us.
Oh, yeah. Barbecue chicken.
Damn.
It's love, though. But he's all love. But, yeah, I think that even Bud can recognize that, you know, trying to switch with Brook Lopez ending up on Chris Paul is not a winning strategy. So I guess seeing, like, how he can hold up, seeing what adjustments they could potentially make if they run into a point guard of that type, like, at least let him, you know, put him out there, see what it is. But yeah, once it gets down to crunch time, like, they definitely should have gone much sooner to PJ at center.
A smaller lineup, yeah.
Which I was very excited to watch yesterday because, like, this is the first, I feel like they've only had a couple games where everybody has been healthy. So, like, that Drew, Dante, Chris, PJ, Giannis lineup, it looked nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was moving.
It was crazy when the Suns would be doing pick and roll, like it'd be Booker or Paul when PJ and both Drew were out there. And then the switch would be from, like, Drew to PJ, and they would kind of be like, all right, fam. Like,
right.
All right.
Keep searching.
But, also, we just want to point out the fact that LaMarcus Aldridge, he retired after our show last week. He experienced a irregular heartbeat during his final appearance with the team. So definitely sending you best wishes on your health. Congrats on a great career. I hope you know we were just joking last week, my nigga. It's just jokes, baby. It's just jokes. But no, like, for real, like, his career, it was very fun to watch. The Blazers teams that could have been if health would have prevailed with LaMarcus there. So, and also Austin Rivers is nearing a deal with Denver.
He signed it.
Oh, he signed. You know what?
Oh, you did? Okay.
Good for you, Austin. I don't like the flirtatious nature that was happening between Austin and the Bucks, and then we did not get our way. But it is what it is.
I think that went out of the window once they signed T.
Oh yeah, that was disappointing.
I think they made a decision. I think it was the Bucks making the decision. Like,
yeah, it wasn't
from
Austin.
what I understand. Yeah, like I think Austin was flirting, and the Bucks were like, "Nah, we good."
they were like, yeah, we want you to. And then T walked in the bar, and they said, you know what? I'll be right back. And they never came back. He watched him walk out the bar with Jeff Teague. Yeah. And before we move on, I just want to say one thing to Jeff Teague. Sir, you play for the Milwaukee Bucks now. You're going to end up on that three-point line wide open. And it might be for a split second, but when you got space, I'm going to need you to shoot the ball. Shoot the ball when you are open. You can't be passing the ball these threes in this system. Like, they be good. I'm like, oh, that's a bucket. And then he get the ball and he kind of do like that little hesitation. He do a little pump fake and then he end up driving. And I'd be like, all right, fam. Super Bowl.
Shoot the J. Shoot it.
So Kevin Durant was in the news per usual. This time,
That man has more tweets than minutes this NBA season. Actually, let me rephrase that. He has more viral tweets than minutes played this season. Because goddamn,
the Nets are playing the Pelicans right now. Actually, I kind of think the Pelicans might win this game. I just want to throw it out there.
Okay,
but as we mentioned
actually
before,
playing for Brooklyn.
That's why I'm looking at the lineups and I was like, oh Lord, like who is this on the court for?
Like I think they even have 2 players in the protocol right now too. So I think Nick Claxton and somebody else.
Like it's looking rough for Brooklyn right now. But anywho, KD was on a podcast or a show or whatever, and he was asked who his top 5 favorite teammates were. And KD sat there for a second and
was it favorite or best?
Time, I think favorite.
No.
His favorite teammates. And as he sat there, he was like Kyrie, James. And it's like, okay, your 2 current teammates. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Then he goes, Steph, Clay. I'm like, that makes sense. And then he sat there for a while. And he really thought about it. And then he said, Serge Ibaka. And the hosts were like, that ain't what we expected you to say. He's like, did I forget somebody? And they're like, I mean, yeah, if you ask us, yeah, you did. He's like, who? And they go, Russ. And he's like, oh, yeah, man, I'm tripping. Yeah, Russ. Yeah. Put Clay at 5 and then put Russ at, yeah. So on a lot of the sports shows and whatnot, the topic of the conversation, even on Twitter, is, did KD mean to leave Russ off purposefully?
Sound like he's being petty. He just can't help himself.
Like, he had to have there's
no way in hell he forgot Russ. Ain't no way in hell. It was just y'all two. Didn't Serge go away for a hot second when it was just them two?
Yeah.
It was just them two. Ain't no way in hell he forgot Russ. The fuck? That's like forgetting your ex you was with for 7 years and shit.
I mean, that'd be like somebody asking Camille, like, who are your favorite people to podcast with? And she'd be like, Tim, Ken, Kane, Dooch, and Seth, because he was on one episode of Technical File. And they'd be like, what about Eric? Like, oh yeah, damn, I'm tripping.
Yeah,
of course, Eric.
Ain't no way in hell she gonna forget Eric.
Right,
ain't no way in hell she gonna forget Eric.
There ain't you went back to Oklahoma City in your head because you said Serge. And how did you? Serge was even drafted the same year as was. Like, how did you?
You said I hit that motherfucker. He damn near wanted to say Jeff Green. He just to get his shit off. He probably was contemplating Jeff Green or Serge Ibaka. That's wild, bro. That's funny though.
But I figured that everybody would have agree on who his when he had the final list of Russ, James, Kyrie, Clay, and Steph. I think most people would agree those have been the 5 most talented players that he's played with. And in our group chat, we had a little mini discussion that we were going to save for the show exactly, but...
Wait, I just realized something. He went Serge Ibaka before he even got to Draymond. I know, the thing with Draymond, but it's damn, you skipped over a couple people.
If you would have said Draymond, if you would have said Draymond instead of Serge, I would have been okay, maybe he just didn't think about the Thunder at all. Mm-hmm. That'd have been more believable to me than you saying Serge and then saying, oh, my bad, who I forget?
Somebody, just because I forgot somebody. Did I forget somebody? Come on, man.
You want to Agatha wink I'm tripping.
We can see you and hear your voice inflection.
I got some in my
he didn't even have a look of surprise when somebody said Russ. Oh yeah, okay. But it wasn't oh shit, damn, my bad.
You right, I'm tripping. Same time.
No way in hell. Mm-hmm. No way in hell.
Keep thinking oh, y'all gonna make me say Russ, huh?
You was in Oklahoma City.
There's only like 5 black dudes in the whole state, and you forgot the main one.
It was just Russ and him. Ain't no way in hell.
But I want to ask. So we had the conversation, and the 4 of us all agreed that his top 3 teammates were Steph at 1, James Harden at 2, and
that's what.
Dang, now I'm forgetting. Yeah, those were who
those
we
were
were
top 2.
Yeah,
we all
agreements about 3 and 4.
We were all concurrent on that, and we all had Clay at 5. We all were like, Clay can be 5th, but that 4 and 3 spot we did not agree. To myself, I think that Kyrie is a more talented player than Russ. And for me, that is because Russ's style of basketball makes my head hurt because he is so inefficient. And it's like he can't make something. Like he just chucks the ball. And that's not to say Kyrie don't do the same. But at least Kyrie does it at a better percentage. At least Kyrie is going to knock most of them down.
It might
be wild. It's not even about how it looks. Because I appreciate the effort that Russ played with. I appreciate it.
Aggressive ass buckets, bro.
Hell yeah.
Mean ass buckets.
But like, I just think Kyrie is better. And then even doing like future forecasting, I think Kyrie's game is going to age better than Russ's as well. Russ.
I mean, I guess for me, because I was the main one that said Russ at 3 over Kyrie. Like, first of all, Russ has had a better career. Like, I don't think that, like, aside from the championship, like, I don't think that there's a really an argument that can be made for it. Like, yes, I get style of play, like, stylistically, like, there's more skill involved with Kyrie's game. But I think that the relentlessness, like the attack, like as somebody that has watched Giannis play basketball for the last 8 years, like I have to appreciate, to a certain level, like Russ's ability in his prime to get to the rim, to create offense for his team. Like Russ in his prime is going to carry you to the playoffs. Like I don't know if Kyrie in his prime, like without like all the talent that he's had to play around him, would have giving you the same thing. Like I think. How
long was he there by himself?
4 years because he was
3.
3. It was 3 because LeBron was gone for 4 years, so obviously he wasn't going to be there for the first year. So yeah,
that didn't work out.
No, but he was. Also
I mean, it was young Kyrie.
He was very young, and the team wasn't that good around him.
So what happened in Boston?
He exploded in Boston. Like there ain't. I mean, it just didn't work out.
He was detrimental to Boston's success.
I'm just trying to think. Like, okay,
the team make it like they apparently ain't no love lost, but the way he worked did not mesh well with Boston. Like that happens. But we also got to see Kyrie by himself somewhat last year in Brooklyn, and he was really fun until he got hurt. So you can't
really depend on him to take you to the playoffs.
That ain't what I said about why I think he's better, though.
That's one of my arguments against him.
Availability is the number one ability.
Yeah,
or whatever it said.
Hey,
he be missing hella games, whether on purpose or on accident. It's just hella games. Purpose or accident. You
give me the talent
factor on him.
And I mean, everybody talks about like how he stole rebounds, but like Russ is still like one of the greatest rebounding guards of all time.
And motherfuckers got to hit the shot for the assist.
I'm not a Russ fan, but I'm just like I have to at least have respect for his game, and I don't know. To me, he's been a better basketball player than Kyrie Irving for their careers.
Yeah, and I would.
And he has MVP.
Kyrie.
I mean,
no, yeah, for sure. Like he has the accolades and, like you mentioned, the hardware and the better career. But like for me, I still think Kyrie is more talented. I just like his skill set. I like that I like people who can actually score at somewhat of an efficient clip. Like the way that Russ's offensive game is what really, really bothers me. Like I just cannot. Like I cannot. I don't like watching unless he's playing against my team. I generally don't like watching him play because like it's frustrating. It's like, dude, why do you keep shooting? Like even KD when he left OKC in his Brighter account, and he was pretty much like, I ain't gonna win with dude. Like I can't. Like, it's not going to happen. Like there's a reason for that. Like it's a reason for that. But yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Fair enough. You want to pass it?
Go ahead.
All right, cool. All right, so
hey, I like that. Go ahead, brother, man. Can I step outside too?
nigga, no. Yo, step outside and shit. Anywho, even though the 2021 NFL season is roughly 5 months for kicking off, Caesar Williams Hill released its initial projected win totals for each team for the upcoming season. There's a lot that can still happen between now and then. The NFL draft is later this month, so it could be trades, it could be cuts, it could be all kinds of stuff still going on. But the NFL over and unders are open for wagering. So let's think about NFC North. All right, and we'll look at the over and unders and make win predictions for them. So for Chicago, I'll ring them off first, and then I guess if we want to talk about them or not. For Chicago,
we hit all four.
You said what?
We can hit all four. We can start with the appetizers and then get to the main. You know,
ain't that about a bitch? Damn, they first and shit.
Oh no, I meant the line. I wouldn't even try to do that to you, fam. I was
like, we need to go ahead and move Detroit. With all due respect, Detroit.
Oh yeah, we don't want no more beef.
I do.
No, with all due respect, y'all still trash, but it's okay.
Respectfully.
So we'll do Detroit first. 5 wins is projected. Last season they won 5 games as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they have a whole extra game. They
do. So that's what this is based on a 16 games.
Over or under? Yeah. I mean, no, this is based on a 17 game season. So over or under of 5 wins for the Detroit Lions. I got them. They ain't going. There's no way
they downgraded a quarterback.
Yeah, but they might upgrade his receivers. No, they lost Marvin Jones too.
Didn't Galladay sign someone?
Galladay lost. Yeah, no. They'll sit around 5 again. They'll sit around 5.
So you gonna push? You think?
5.
You ain't going over or under it. You gonna just
unless they draft the Monstars.
You think they go under?
Yeah.
The only thing that makes me think that they may go over is because their head coach is a tryhard, and I feel like he's gonna get everything that he can out of a less than talented team. So, like, I could either see them being like really bad, like 2-3 wins, or I could see them making like a push for a wild card.
Well,
can they even get 2 wins in our division?
I mean, the Bears are still in the
Hey, y'all gonna stop disrespecting the Bears. All this Bear slander is for the come to a halt, goddammit.
The difference is they don't have Matthew Stafford, who was the try-hard quarterback of the division.
They got Goff.
They don't have Matthew Stafford, who was the try-hard quarterback.
Jamal Williams, though. They got
Jared
Jamal
Goff had 3 receivers.
And they
got Matthew Stafford.
They got a real running back.
Jared Goff.
They got what's his name? Tom Boyle. What's the guy's name?
Don't matter. They ain't gonna help him win.
I'm just saying.
Well, might be better than Jared Goff, but
enjoy the basement.
I do think they finished last in the North, but 5 wins is low. I think they can get 6.
No, boss.
All right,
we playing the AFC North this season too. I think
we can.
North.
Let's revisit this after the draft too, because this is all pre-draft. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
They ain't drafting the Monstars. They gonna be in the same spot.
So I'm gonna go over. Y'all 2 got under. That's cool. Who up next? Vikings.
Let me see.
Wait, what? Where's Detroit in the draft?
Are they 8? No. Carolina's 8. Are they 7? They're somewhere around there. They top 10.
Let's take it for the guess. Every number.
Every number. They got 6 picks in this upcoming draft. Let's see. They got the 7th pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was one of the 8
you
numbers
said,
you said.
Like you ain't say like 5 different numbers.
I missed that joke. I was scratching and mixing, but it's all right.
Oh, that's cool.
You'll catch it tomorrow.
What's the Vikings over under number 10?
So 8.5 wins from Minnesota.
And they won 7 last year?
Yep, 7-9 last season.
I think
lost.
they go. I can't have everybody going over. Everybody ain't gonna be over.
I'm for the hate under, goddamn. Because I mean they gotta beat us both, stuff like that. Under.
You know, I'm curious as to, like you said, the draft is coming up because if they can get Jefferson and Thielen, they have to replace Kyle Rudolph. So, I don't know.
They gotta face the offensive line too.
Yeah, they might do something on the offensive end, and you know Kirk Cousins will throw that bitch up.
Yeah, I mean because they spent their free agency on defense pretty much, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna draft or address the offense in the draft. They get a line and, like you said, another receiver. So I can see them 8.5. I hate that they're at 8.5.
So they give you the option. Go ahead.
Could they go 9-8? Could they go 9-8?
I guess they were going 8-9.
Yeah, 8-9, Phil. No, let me go back. I'm gonna go under on Detroit. I'm gonna go over on Minnesota. Okay. That's gonna be the change in wins there. Yeah, I'm gonna go there because they do got to play the Lions twice too. So okay.
I'm still take the under. I give them 8 wins.
Yeah, that feels fair. That's fair. I mean, I got them at like 9, so 8. You know, that's it's pennies of a difference. Unless you're betting on it, in which case it's not pennies. That's a lot of money of a difference there. So we want to go Bears or we want to go Packers.
Bears is going to be next. Yeah, lucky you.
This Bear slander, I'm telling you.
Hey, you lucky that the Vikings and the Lions is in this division. But so I was trying to look at the schedule to see who we play this season. We play the AFC North and the NFC West.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
The AFC North, so we're going to have to see cats like the Browns, the Ravens, the Steelers, and who else? The Bengals. With Joe coming back, and they going to load up for him. Then we got the NFC West, so we have the Seahawks, the Rams, the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Where these wins coming from?
And the Niners.
And the Niners. Where these wins coming from?
Okay, I'm going to go under on Minnesota. I'm going to go under on Minnesota, too. I'm going to go under. You right. Okay.
I seen it before. I was like, it's a rough year.
You know what? I don't know what the under for the Chicago, too. Dang it.
What?
They got y'all at 7.5.
We're going over.
Y'all won 8 last year?
You don't even believe that.
Extra game?
We are. We're going over. Huh?
Whenever Ken say, huh?
He rubbed his face. We're going over.
Huh?
We're going to We're going to win 9. 9-8.
9? They are 9-8?
Yeah.
Bro, I got 2 words for you.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's going to do it.
And he got the same receivers all lined.
Andy Dalton.
Hey, you gotta have
the red rifle, motherfucker. He reloaded. Let's go.
They still got Mack and Hicks.
They up for trade base shit. They trying to get him anybody that give him a quarterback. They out here fiending.
Hey man, that's
anybody like Jodeci. They got their Jodeci boots on. They
we'll change our defense, man. We got these linemen, man. They changed your whole squad, man. We need a quarterback. You got one of them quarterbacks.
Hey, bro, chill, bro. Relax. It's too close to home.
It's terrible.
Chicago might actually go 8-9. I could actually see that being a realistic record. For them. Same thing with. I think it's going to be kind of similar to last year with Chicago and Minnesota right near each other in the rankings. Mm-hmm. And Minnesota getting 8 wins also sounds plausible. That would be under for them. Do I want to actually give y'all the confidence saying over on the Bears?
Might as well.
That feels gross.
I'm
gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give you 8 wins. I'm gonna go over, but it's very so slightly.
I give them 8 too. I take the over on Chicago, but man,
I think they might be underselling y'all just a little bit.
It's rumored y'all going after a quarterback in the draft if y'all can get up there. Like, y'all trying to get the house away for one, so they're thinking that the Bears would be in prime position because I think Miami is like, hey, Atlanta's fielding calls. It was like, so Chicago may try to move up there and jump into the top 5 to grab one of them quarterbacks.
I wouldn't be opposed.
Like 3 or
we've done dumber things before, so
just jack the right one this time.
Right.
So
that'd be interesting, though.
Let's go.
Be interesting.
Let's go with them Packers, fam. What they give us?
11.
We went 13-3 last year.
The drama with Aaron Rodgers is the only thing that bothers me.
Man, when the season start, we gonna play some football, but until then, it's gonna be very, very annoying. Give me 12 wins. I'm gonna go over. That's a very rough schedule that you propose, but we also get to play the Bears, the Lions twice.
This is true.
So that's 4 wins right there. So
what?
We start the season with all 3 of them. Like, let's get these 3 out the way.
Minnesota be the only one that make me like nervous. Like Chicago, y'all gotta prove it again. Like at this point, y'all have been losing too much for me to even
ain't even worth talking about no more.
Consider y'all, fam. You gotta prove it.
But then we take on the Browns, Rams, Steelers, Seahawks, and Washington back to back.
Yeah, I mean, and Packers got the Chiefs too because of the 2 year ago thing. So,
but they gave us a break because we got the Bears, Lions, and Vikings.
They didn't give us a break.
Those are the home games, especially. These are the road games, though. But
those are innate.
The road games are against the Cardinals, the Ravens, the Saints, 49ers, and Chiefs.
We could beat the Saints, Aaron like being in that dome. We'll see.
You have to doodle on no more though.
Yeah, no, they got Taysom Hill. I'm cool. I'm okay.
Or Jameis is there. Because
Taysom Hill still
played tight end and wide receiver and H-back.
Ain't no problem.
And Jameis let that motherfucker go. Drew was like, nah, 15.
He let it go to our team too. That ain't no problem.
He had LASIK. He said he cold now.
He did say he got LASIK.
He can actually see now. He gonna be out there slinging that motherfucker.
They actually had something come out. I was gonna look at it about him going from the number 1 overall pick to him being laughed at, and now he's using that as like a chip on his shoulder. And like, change people's minds, and they gonna see.
I'm coming back for my spot.
Yeah, we gonna see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. I'm looking forward to the draft next week too. But before we move on to the WNBA draft, I just want to wrap up some NFL business by saying that they announced a multi-year agreement with Caesar Entertainment, DraftKings, and FanDuel. So they made those sportbook operators the first official sports betting partners of the NFL. So that's a 5-year deal. I wish sport betting was legal in Wisconsin.
It's not, and they everybody asking where you from.
What?
I was like, said, bro, where you at? Like, nowhere.
Bro. You know what? We can, so sport betting is coming. If you live in Wisconsin like us, you ain't going to be able to benefit too much from that unless you just play FanDuel, which is cool, but I would like to just be able to make some straight up bets.
For sure.
The WNBA draft took place this past week. The Dallas Wings had all the draft picks. They selected Texas player Charlie Kohler with the number 1 draft pick. And then they took Finnish. Yeah. The Finnish player at number 2, whose name I can't recall.
Am I muted?
No, I can hear you now, but you sound very low.
I heard Watkoyer.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
They were the number 1 and 2 picks?
Mm-hmm.
By the same team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's some 2K shit.
And they had the number 5 pick and I think the number 9 pick.
Oh, no, that's some real 2K shit. How they get all them picks?
They have been bad. But they also
made some trades.
They made some trades. They wanted to get their picks. Ari McDonald went to Atlanta Dream. Nothing but shooting guards over there in Atlanta. Like they got a backcourt of nothing but hoopers in Atlanta. They should be fun to watch. One thing I didn't realize about the WNBA was just how few roster spots it is, and then also like how many players don't move on. So it's generally very hard for draftees to make a team. Like it might be less than 12 players who actually be on an opening day roster. And they had 3 rounds, 12 teams. So we'll see. We will.
So you really got to come in on fire.
Yeah, you got to be cold because
Gotta earn your spot.
these vets ain't trying to lead. Like they're like,
talk about pressure for that ass. Hey, grab number 1 pick, show something. Like damn,
off top.
You might not make it. Number 1. You know they be giving nicknames and
It's
shit.
more like loving basketball, fam. You never let a freshman
1.
take your spot.
Right. Top pick. What happened to all that talent? Number 1.
You be an annoying bet on the team.
Wait, so I started playing softball, right? And an old dude was heckling me at the softball game, kind of like that. So I'm up to bat, right? And all of a sudden I hear out of nowhere, some old dude was like, "Oh yeah, this is what I came to see. Up at the plate. All right." I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?" So I'm up to bat. And he's like, "Yeah, all right, so let's see what you got, young blood." Tip the ball. I'm out. So it sucked. But he was like, "Oh, I came up here for nothing. This is what I came up here to see. I came up here wasting time." So I got my glasses on. My glasses are progressive lenses, so they turn to shades. He was gonna bet. He was like, "If you take them Stevie Wonders off, maybe you can hit something." I'm like, "Who the fuck?" I was like, "Damn." First game. Mind you, I've already scored twice. I've already scored. This is what I fucked up. And he out here on my ass. I'm like, damn.
This old man. Like, was he on the other team? Or was he just in the crowd?
I don't. He was serious. I'm the crowd. I have no idea.
That's hilarious.
We play at. Yeah, it was nice. It was shaky.
So you saying we're gonna have to come to your games and like actually like
they was
and be your hype man, fam? You getting heckled, fam? You can't be letting the brand down. Like you can't be getting heckled, man.
That's why I was like, bro, I gotta get on base. I gotta get to show the speed up. I gotta catch these outs, bro. Like it was a decent game. I won't say it was a good game. It was a decent game because I had that out.
Yeah, all right, man.
But it was fun.
Right.
Speaking of hecklers.
The Dallas Wings, the WNBA released their new uniforms and every team had a Rebel edition, which was supposed to kind of play on whatever city they were from. The Dallas Wings had a uniform that they designed to honor the women Air Force service pilots. And then they ended up pulling that because it was brought to their attention by many people on Twitter and just other people like, y'all realize that the WASP excluded Black women entirely. Like they weren't able to be part of this at all. And then the WNBA and Nike was all like, we didn't even realize that was part of that history. We are all about inclusion and equity. We are going to pull these jerseys. We're going to work on a new Rebel edition for the Dallas Wings going forward. I just want to know, when you are spending all this money to have a new uniform, a new mascot, whatever it's going to be, how do you not do extensive research to be able to, if the internet was able to find that
immediately?
Right. Like, how did y'all drop the ball on that? But alas, they pulled it. And speaking of pulling stuff, the Super League might not be a thing, but go ahead, Tim. Let's talk about the Super League.
Yeah, they unplugged the plug on that. But anyways, I'm trying to make this a quick, brief explanation.
5 minutes.
Pretty much, the Super League, all of the top teams in Europe decided that they wanted to make their own league. In essence, NBA style, NFL style, where legitimately the best players are playing on these best teams in the world in this league. So all of the top teams in Europe who play in these domestic leagues in different countries decided, hey, y'all at Real Madrid, y'all doing y'all thing and shit like that. We should play more because we make a whole lot of money when we play each other. We bring in fans, we bring in the crowds and shit like that. This is must-see TV whenever we play each other, so we should play each other more. They ended up trying to make a coalition with 12 other of the top European clubs. So you got Real Madrid, you got Chelsea, you got Manchester United, Manchester City, you got Tottenham, like all of these top clubs. Juventus, they didn't add PSG yet because they never gave a yay or nay on it. And Bayern Munich is a little different because they're a German team. So in Germany, ownership is 51% owned by the fans. So they can't make no major moves without the approval from the fans anyways in the German league. But that upset FIFA and UEFA because, in essence, they're trying to pool all of the money and all of the revenue for these top clubs and not necessarily share the money or the revenue with the smaller clubs who they're helping out as well. They're putting up like these communities. They're putting up these state-of-the-art soccer facilities and shit like that. So it's not like their money's going to waste, but they're like, hey, we pulling in more money than anybody else. We should keep it. So we're just going to have our own league where we can do we can get all the money. We can have all of the marquee matchups. We don't have to share with nobody else. We're not going to do it the whole season. We just want to do it in place of like the Champions League, for example.
Which FIFA said you have to earn your way to get to. Like, it's actually prestigious.
Correct. So tradition is you work your way to this league, and then you earn the opportunity because you were one of the best in your league to play the best in the other leagues. This pool of teams would eliminate that tournament, in essence, with the top clubs. Because it's not that anybody else wouldn't be able to go, but you're literally pulling, like, for example, the Cowboys or the Yankees or any of the Lakers from the NBA and like, hey, we're finna make our own little shit over here. Like, that doesn't work out for the tradition of the league, for the league itself, because now you're pulling fans, and the fans not even okay with it.
That's just
the fans like, no, we don't want this. And
is
for
it the
soccer,
fans of the teams that are involved or fans of like soccer in general?
Both.
Everybody.
Like all the fans. Like it wasn't too many people like, yay, like majority of this was met with no, hell no, we don't want it. Because it also eliminates the structure of the traditional league. The relegation and the derelegation or promotion and relegation league. So instead of having to fight your way to the top, which is the tradition of soccer, you're at the top of the league because you were the best, your team did this, you was in the bottom league, whatever the case may be, you earned this revenue. They don't have that in this separate league. We just stay here, the original 12, and we'll rotate 5 in like that. Like that kind of defeats the purpose of the structure of these other leagues and these domestic leagues in these countries. So no, yeah, it'll fuck up the entire fabric of kind of like how soccer works. So the UEFA was like, all right, if y'all do this shit, we saying we might ban y'all from playing in not only the Champions League right now, which like three of the four, 4 semifinal teams are in right now. We like, y'all done right then and there. We'll just hand the trophy to old boy, right? Or you will ban y'all from the World Cup. Like, it's not something they were considering it. So, like, if you do that, you have these clubs who are, with these owners who were making backdoor deals pretty much because the players didn't even know about it. The players, the fans, like, it was just the owners trying to make these backdoor deals with these clubs. So it's like now you put your players at risk. So that's putting Ronaldo, in essence, who plays for Portugal, can't play in the World Cup for Portugal, can't bring in that money or that revenue or anything because they was talking about banning them from the World Cup. And
so the players from the teams that are
every
in
player.
the Super League would not be eligible for the
Correct.
World Cup.
The World Cup and then the domestic leagues, like the Premier League, was talking about banning them from their league. They're like, if you participate in this league, Manchester City, none of your players qualify for our league either. So that was Chelsea.
So then that
kills the Premier League.
Well, I mean, I'm saying, like, if you ban people, like, if the World Cup is like, I really want to play in the World Cup, like, you're basically de-incentivizing people to play in this league because, like, that automatically bans them from the World Cup, right?
Correct. And a lot of people have that pride for country, and they love playing for the World Cup, especially because they have that pride. So it's like, all right, do you put Messi in a situation where he can't play for Argentina? And shit like that. So it's like
that puts pressure on them back home, too, where...
But then for UEFA, it's a slippery slope because then do you not want Messi and Ronaldo to show up to the World Cup? But again, as of today, Chelsea pulled out, Man City pulled out, Man United pulled out. Then they were supposed to have a meeting, all 12 teams, about disbanding the league. That shit's pretty much dead. And the Real Madrid president, who was talking spicy as shit yesterday, resigned or got fired today. I think he resigned today. So it's some wild shit. And I seen a Simpsons clip showing the exact same thing.
From where they got the idea from.
Like 218, it was the dude, he was talking about having one super league, and then the next day he was closing the plant down. He like, that was short-lived. And I was like, that's some crazy shit. The Simpsons really do be having shit for everything, dog. Like, it's some wild shit.
Oh, that wasn't like what actually was said in the show.
Somebody stitched it together.
Well, did you see an audio clip or you just saw where it was captured?
No, I seen the cartoon. Like he was a cartoon.
Because I shared that. So yeah, no.
Ah.
They were saying like this is like this thing that happened in The Simpsons, but it wasn't about soccer. It was about whoever that power
Super
plant was.
League. No, that's what I was calling into, just a Super League.
It's
I just got me a blow the whistle, by the way.
What happened?
The Las Vegas Raiders. I'm gonna come back for y'all, you bastards.
Damn. Okay.
You know what? Nope.
You
Not
wanna go
gonna
now,
do
or
it
you
yet.
wanna-
Nope. I'm gonna hold that in.
Hello.
I'm gonna text it to y'all, and I'm gonna hold it until it's time. So for right now, sounding Super League is dead.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've been trying to wrap my head around like what the big deal is, because I guess from my American sensibilities, like this is just how sports work. Like there are has and have nots, and the haves always
Exactly, fam.
Right, and that's what they're trying. That's what they've initially kind of avoided.
Yes,
And
yes, they really tweeted that.
What the fuck, dude?
I'm sorry, I gotta do it.
we gotta do it now.
Yeah,
Vegas
because that's
Raiders,
like
fam.
this is
Oh my god, bro! Really?
They tweeted
Wow.
out with a black background, white text, "I can breathe" for
Wow.
2021, and they actually pinned that tweet to their profile, thinking that was a profound thing to say on the day that George Floyd's murderer was found guilty. How tone deaf are you? You have over 31 quote tweets. All of them are flaming you. You've had an hour to take this down. How are y'all this tone deaf? Look.
No black people?
wow.
Sometimes you don't have to say anything at all. You really don't have to say anything. You don't. You don't like. I don't know if this is a social media thing now, where if people feel like they have to say something to everything that happens. But sometimes things don't apply to you. Sometimes someone should tell you that's a terrible idea, and then you shouldn't say it. I don't know who okayed "I can breathe."
Not somebody black.
I hope not.
But that is utterly trash. That is utterly trash.
That is terrible.
That's not.
Utterly
You still with
trash.
Pelosi today?
I don't know how that's still up. And Nancy Pelosi, listen, that bastard talking about some George Floyd, thank you for your sacrifice, and now justice is synonymous with your name. He's not a sacrificial lamb. He's not a martyr. Murder victims aren't those things. You act like he made the choice to be in that situation. He did not. Like, what is wrong? So I'm gonna just say this too. I feel like Nancy Pelosi is the type of person who thinks that, she's like anti-racist and she does the right things and she's for the people and she's for, different causes and whatnot. And hey, your heart could be in the right place. It really could be. But if you are an ally, a white ally in this particular fight, again, you don't have to say something every time. And you should probably think about the word you say before you say them, because all this showman stuff, it's not cool. Like, we don't need that. We don't need that at all. Don't need that.
Kente cloth.
Right. Just for the look
The
of
photo
it.
op.
Like we don't need that. We need actual change. We need real change.
Like, you're the fucking Speaker of the House. Like, pass some fucking legislation. Like, that's what you need to be working on. Like, we don't need a soundbite from you. We don't need photo ops. We need action, boss.
We don't need none of that. Do your job. Do your job. And for the Raiders, I hope y'all lose every game. Every game. How dare y'all? I can breathe. Y'all still haven't deleted that. He can't. He's dead. Like, this isn't like a cartoon or a movie or this is real. Like, this is a real person. Like, these niggas. I get frustrated. But I'm gonna press forward here.
I did have the Super League. So, like, I guess, like, as an American, like, I just understand that this is the way that sports work. So, like, I didn't get, like, why it would, like, I don't have enough frame of reference for, like, the traditionalism in European soccer. Because because it's like, you know, like I was starting to say, like there are haves, there are have-nots, and the haves are always trying to gravitate and coalesce and, you know, be at the top. And it seems like I get the argument from their standpoint where it's like, if we're bringing in most of the money, like, why don't we get to keep most of the money? And it's not like FIFA is just this, you know, altruistic organization. Like,
it's kind of,
they're employing slaves essentially, like, to build the World Cup in Qatar. And it feels like them trying to prevent players from playing, like trying to kill off the Super League essentially is like them protecting their turf. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you're not doing it for the good of the game. Like, you're doing it for the good of FIFA or UEFA or whoever it is that's trying to step in. They're like, oh, this is going to kill us. So, like, we got to do something to stop it. Like, it's not on the fan side.
The counter for them was that the only reason why the clubs is doing it because it's money. Like, that's it. That's all. That's all.
But aren't these like money making endeavors? Like, or is it different in Europe? Where
it's still like a strong, like kind of that strong sense of country. Like, they got the strong sense of teams over there. Like, if you got Man City and Man United, like, that's a real ass rivalry, you know. Like, them cats.
But wouldn't that still? But I mean, I guess I'm saying, like, how is it that it's bad for fans of that team if, you know, like, they're still playing, like, if you're in like that top league and like that's just where you live now, and you get the best players and you're playing against the best players and you're bringing in the most money and you're getting the most TV time or whatever it is that, you know, that signifies that this is a successful team. Like, how is that bad for the teams that are involved? Like, I get why people that aren't included in this structure would be like, fuck that, y'all leaving us behind. Right. That's
12 teams that's leaving. Like, the majority of the countries in that position to where they want to try to get to. Like,
I get that it's greedy, right? Like, I'm not saying that it's not, but I also understand billionaire owners of sports teams to be the greediest people in the world. So I don't get, like, why.
True, and then like, they just kind of correlate that to a lot of these. I won't say a lot of them, but I think like 5 of these teams have American owners. Like, they're, even though they're not even a majority owner, because the majority owner is still over there, they're minority owners. But
I was looking it up. It looks like Stan Kroenke is like was basically like the driving force behind all this. Who, for those that aren't aware, is the owner of the Rams and their shady ass way of getting out of St. Louis, and he also, well, his family owns the Nuggets and the Avalanche in the NHL. So
he's used to.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Yeah,
sports formats. So that's what they were saying. It was like, this maybe some of the American ideals kind of played into it. Like, maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but I don't see this not happening ever, if that makes sense either. Because at some point, yeah, like the entertainment and the money aspect of that will eventually probably take over. And then they'll somehow talk people down into it and like, hey, you know, this really isn't. Look at the Americans. They've been over there doing it for years and decades and, you know, millennia. But like, I don't see it not happening now that the seed had been planted and things were kind of getting set in motion to do so. And that's only because there was a counter to what UEFA was doing with changing the Champions League. Because like, they're trying to add more teams and to give people more opportunity. And so the top teams like, man, fuck this shit, bro. Like, we already split our money with these cats. Now you trying to add more to this tournament? Like, nah, we good on that. We're going to go over here and count our chickens over here. But no, it's always been about being able to claw your way and fight your way and earn your way to these trophies and these titles and these spots. So for them to guarantee that them 12 are never going to go anywhere. That's 12 spots that, you know, for a fact that it's never moving. You got 5 to fight for. Like, they're like, I hear you, but I don't know too much about that, as opposed to we got this trophy here, this trophy here, this trophy here to allow us to all kind of reap the benefits of being a champ at some, or at least give us the opportunity to do so. Yours doesn't give us any opportunity. Like, you get 5 spots, but outside of that, y'all there. So yeah, from a tradition standpoint, like I said, and plus the way they feel about it with their just domestic teams. Like, they're all governed by different countries too. Like, everybody doesn't have the exact same governing body like NBA does or the NFL does. Like, FIFA is an overseer of everybody in essence, but they kind of just they're not even micromanaging. They're just kind of that boss, like, I see them every now and then. They run the shit, but They're not really
It seems
doing
like
too much
FIFA is
shit.
more like, like the Olympic Committee or something like that, where they're not technically over it, but like they have some say because they're global.
Exactly. FIFA, and then they work with UEFA, and they a little bit on but everybody doesn't run by the same rules, clearly, like I said, with Germany and their ownership. So for people and their teams and their countries and their leagues, they're like, bro, you're taking tradition out of our league with Man City leaving or Man United leaving. Like, we used to look forward to the derbies, or we used to look forward to Leeds United finally going against the juggernaut. We may not ever see that again. So,
I don't know. Last thing I'll say is it sounds like a lot of hating from outside the club, but that's just me. Moving on.
Yeah. D Wade, he purchased the ownership stake in the Utah Jazz. He is joining Ryan Smith, who's the majority owner, and he plans to take an active role in the franchise in the region. Of course, the Heat were kind of salty about that. They were like, dang, like we would have wished that he did that with the Heat, but best wishes to you, sir. But part of the reason that D Wade was interested in joining the Jazz ownership was because he really appreciated Smith's progressive vision in transforming the Jazz's success on the court and just what they're doing in the community as well. Like, I didn't even realize that Smith was doing as much as he is. Like, he dedicated a 4-year college scholarship to underserved student for every Jazz victory this season. He partnered with Apple to invest $4 million into the construction of 8 Encircle homes, which provide safe haven homes for LGBTQ youth and their families. And he's embraced the Black Lives Matter movement, publicly supporting his players on those issues. So given where D Wade is in his life, that seems like a partnership that makes some sense. So congrats to D Wade, become another NBA player with an ownership stake.
And I mean, like, doing that type of stuff in Utah, like that has that has an impact more so than it would in other places. So, Shasa.
Some transactions in the NFL. Alex Smith retired. Thank you, Jesus. He had 16 years in the league. He had to have his comeback story, and now he's hanging them up.
Yeah, man.
Congrats, Alex. Sir. Congrats, sir. We are so happy to see that you were going to just enjoy your family and, and be healthy. You made your point. You proved a point, man. You came back. The Browns signed Jadeveon Clowney, and then the next day they terminated the contract of Sheldon Richardson. So they saved him some cap space and took a risk on
defensive tackle on the market.
Yep, and then took a risk on Clowney.
A death row.
In the MLB, Jay Bruce retired after 14 seasons with various teams, including the Reds, the Mets, and the Yankees. Shout out to Jay Bruce. That's the name that rings a bell to me.
I was saying, because that's when he was in Cincinnati. He used to give us fits.
Yeah.
He used to give us issues.
Yeah. He tortured the Brewers. Yeah. That's why I know that name. Okay. Mm-hmm. The WWE, they had some layoffs.
Oh,
they let go Samoa Joe, Mickey James, Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, Bo Dallas, Wesley Blake. I don't know. Kalisto,
yeah, man.
Tucker and Chelsea Green. So the thing with that is, WWE has a 90-day non-compete clause, so they can't go nowhere until July 14th.
Which should be interesting. I'm curious where Joe goes. I am curious where Joe goes.
Joe I don't know. Does Joe still want to wrestle?
I don't know.
Oh man, my light went out.
She was psychedelic. I'm like, bro. I just seen the aura in the background, but
hey, the vibes, Sam.
No, I'm not sure if Joe still want to wrestle or not, but it would be interesting to see him wrestle.
Yes, yeah.
True. He go to AEW,
and
that's a get.
Yeah, I mean, on top of that too, like he's 42. Sting is wrestling, so I guess there's no real age limit in this sport. Pat McAfee.
42 is like the prime for some people, so
yeah.
Not for Joe because he beat the shit up, but
Pat McAfee actually joined WWE. He is on the SmackDown announce team now.
Yeah.
Anybody watch on Friday?
No, this coming Friday. Not this. I didn't watch this past Friday. I watched Monday.
Just said no, bro.
was trying to think it was.
Say no.
I'm tripping. I'm thinking it was this Friday coming up. I was about to say, why would we have watched it if he wasn't there yet? But it could have been last Friday. So that's why I said no. Later, walk myself there, bro. I've been trying to tell y'all how I be thinking, bro. Y'all just. Anyways, no, I ain't see it, bro.
You said all that, just say no.
All the words for no.
Just to say no.
I was gonna ask how he was, but since nobody saw it, no matter.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'll find out on Friday.
Sterling Brown was jumped outside of a Miami club. Sterling Brown can't seem to catch a break. He suffered some face lacerations, but he's expected to be okay. Hate to hear that, Sterling. Hope you doing well, sir. And speaking of doing well, I don't know if y'all heard about DeVincent Spriggs, but
yeah, man,
he had hired himself an attorney to say that Aaron Donald had beat him up, and he had his face was all messed up.
He was still up.
But then he had to come out and offer an apology to be like, actually, my bad. That wasn't Aaron Donald, because the truth of it was Aaron Donald was trying to help him. He saw him getting beat up and was like, let me get these people off of him. So,
like, came out with a whole statement. Yeah, man, we was in the club and, he started shit and then, he swung at me and then he got aggressive and then he started fighting on me.
A whole story.
Like, a whole ass story. The lawyer came out, was like, we will definitely issue you. Once the video came out. And everybody saw his big ass pushing people off him. He was getting stumped out, bro. Like Stone Cold style, dog. Like, Aaron Donald came through, cleared the whole crowd. Whoever the big dude was that grabbed him was a hero himself, too. Because he saved them motherfuckers from an ass whooping. Because his big ass came out of nowhere, just moving everything and everybody. But your ass got up. Somebody told you Aaron Donald was around. You took your ass to the lawyer.
You saw that big dude.
Told your lawyer. He whooped your ass.
Well, I don't know. Looking at how his eye was, he might not saw much of anything.
He might not.
He probably just saw Aaron Donald in the background.
He seen whoever hit him. That's it.
Like he came to, somebody say, man, Aaron Donald was here throwing punches. And then he's like, oh.
That must have been who hit me.
Saw Dallas.
It has to be.
Right. Like you see
no cameras around.
I thought it was the Incredible Hulk. It'd be so hard.
Somebody told his ass wasn't no cameras. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Nobody see that when the phone's out.
HD.
Right, like, bro, we're
4K.
My guy. Like, no.
Pretty footage got clear.
That was terrible. So, yeah, the lawyer came out and said, we so sorry. We will issue you an apology immediately.
All right, then right.
They should have countersued his ass.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope they sue.
Like, damn, dog. He should have got to blow the whistle. Shit. That's mine.
Okay,
This nigga tell him I'm on a roll right now. And last but not least, before we get into Eric's blow the whistle, the NFL is not planning to discipline players for high-risk COVID conduct in the offseason. So NFL players can be at bars and indoor events. So that probably explains part of why Aaron Donald was, at the bar in Pittsburgh. just kicking it. So that ain't going to happen. All right. Blow the whistle time.
All right, now that's enough out of you. You know what? Tee his ass up.
All right, so my blow whistle's on Kendrick Perkins, which I feel like could be a weekly occurrence on here. Like
sure.
Dumb shit that Kendrick Perkins said. So he tweeted out, hey, ass Stephen Curry 30. Anything that I've ever said negative about you, I apologize, sir. What you were doing on the court and the game of basketball is beyond legendary. Another 49 piece, spicy with the W. I was just jealous because you were light skinned and I'm not. Carry the hell on.
Shut your mouth, man. This nigga here.
You said
I was just jealous because you light skinned.
Hey, what?
Come on now.
I don't even gotta say it. Like that. The tweet speaks for itself. Like,
calm down. Like, chill out, bro. Relax.
Like I think he said on ESPN last week that all dark skinned dudes want to be light skinned.
Fuck him.
Like, speak for yourself, man.
Fuck him. He on the list.
Who said some crazy shit like that?
Self-hating ass motherfucker. Kendrick Perkins.
Perkins, fam.
Took on
Kendrick Perkins. That's wild. And I know he was probably like, it's a joke, I'm playing around. But
fuck you.
That colorism seems like it's deep in your soul, brother.
Right.
Love yourself.
Like all
Love
jokes
yourself.
coming from a place of truth.
Right, like love yourself. We got too much of that already in our community. We don't need that continuing on to future generations, fam. Love yourself.
That's all I got.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, take top 5.
5, 4.
Last week's
3,
oh
2,
shoot,
1.
my bad. Last week's
Jumping the gun, eh? I have no idea what that means.
Jumping. Oh, like I always.
Like,
thought
I mean, I
that,
know what
like,
it means, but I don't know where it came from. I guess I should.
I thought it came from like how in a race,
Track.
like yeah, you hit a
Okay,
gun,
makes
you
sense.
jump the gun, yeah.
No. We worked it out. Yeah.
Last week's Tech Top 5 was the greatest diaper dandies, and I know on Twitter we were in a 4-way tie. I saw one comment on Facebook that broke the tie, and that put my list ahead. So it was very close. I didn't do it. It was very close, but apparently Michael Beasley's what set me apart in the Facebook vote. It was you got Paige and Bees? Yeah, that's the list. So I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it. Hey. I won't argue with you, sir. This week we are doing the best baseball uniforms we're talking about in the game right now. So, Tim,
Man.
you want to start, or you want us to go reverse take order? Which you want?
I was trying to put them in order. But what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can go. All right. So number 5, I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Braves home red uniforms. They look like an orangish color, but I fuck with them. Number 4, I'm gonna go with the Yankees pinstripes. It's a classic, of course, but it's always clean as shit. Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals white and red home jersey. I always, as much as I didn't care for the Cardinals, I've always liked their jersey like that.
It's classic.
2, it is. Number 2, I'm gonna go. I'll go with another classic, the Dodgers home whites.
Mm-hmm.
And for number 1, because it's the Brew Crew, man.
Oh,
I'm
man.
going with the navy and gold jerseys. Like them shits is.
Yeah, I like those. I like them too.
No,
Some of the ones that say Milwaukee on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big gold letters.
Let's see. So 5, I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Phillies home whites with the pinstripes. 4, Oakland A's green.
They were on my short list. I do like that. That is
It's clean. I normally don't like green, but it's clean. I like that though.
It's the green with the yellow and then the little accents of white. Like it's a nice.
Y'all just like it because I like Packer shit.
No, I don't even like the Packers colors.
Packers need some new uniforms.
Yeah, Packers shit boring. What was that? 4. So 3, classic Yankees pinstripes, white.
Boo.
It's the Yankees, fan. Like it's like the blue Yankee fitted with the pinstripes. Like it's the classic uniform. 2, White Sox black unis. What was it? Just 6 Sox on them. And then number 1, Los Angeles Dodgers whites. The blue Dodgers with the red numbers.
That shit is
Clean.
It's clean. Like it's a really clean jersey.
Yep.
Clean. For me, so I had to put hate aside. I got some Chicago love on my list. Number 5,
bro.
I got them Chicago Cubs white pinstripes.
Gross, bro.
They look good. They look good. It's a clean uniform. I can't front on that. At number 4, I got the Milwaukee Brewers. I like that cream they got this year. That
Personal.
Shit.
that cream uniform is beautiful. Number 3, I got the gray Chicago White Sox uniforms. I just love how those look, and I also like how the Chicago script looks on those. Number 2, I got the Kansas City Royals. Them light blue.
Yeah, them joints.
Gorgeous, and I like them because they kind of remind me of my number 1 team, just how they set their uniforms up, the Royals. Mm-hmm. Number 1, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers. Them home whites. Clean.
For sure.
So at number 5, I have the Milwaukee Brewers Navy joints that Tim was talking about. Those look really nice. I got the Dodgers white, like for reasons everybody else says, just classic. The Royals light blue.
Yes,
jerseys
sir.
Fire. Boston New City jerseys. They gold and light blue.
Have I seen those? Hold on, let me.
They just released them like a week.
They just released them.
You said they call it the what jerseys?
City jerseys.
Like they're inspired by like the Boston Marathon, like the
And then number 1, I have the Phillies blue Hudson Blues.
Is them the ones I was talking about?
The red and light blue.
Yeah.
Wait, are those the ones I was talking about? Is that what they call it, the Hudson Blues?
Yeah, Hudson Blues.
Oh, okay. I never knew what they was called. Okay, I learned something today.
Phillies or Royals?
He said Royals, didn't he?
Huh?
Oh no, he said the Phillies. My
No,
fault.
I said Phillies. Yeah, I had the Royals on my list too, though. But Phillies was number 1.
I got you. So is them the same? Who else had the Phillies on their list?
I had the white.
Oh, but you had the white ones. You had the white ones. I got you. You got a smart laugh in there. What? But you know what? That's top 5 for the week. We hope y'all enjoyed. When you see that social media post about this top 5, make sure you vote. Your vote matters, fam. It matters.
I've been out here slagging. We need to see more votes, and we're gonna start calling motherfuckers out.
Okay.
Start ringing cats up.
That's the $10 challenge this week.
Right. Yeah.
Vote.
Yeah. Vote and let us know what your list would be. So that being said, that's the show this week. We hope y'all enjoyed. As a reminder, make sure that you like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Buy an anniversary shirt. Tell somebody about the podcast. Do what you can, support. We hope y'all enjoy. We hope y'all taking care of yourselves. That you're in good spirits and good health. And look forward to y'all checking us out next week. So if you want to follow me on social media, you can catch me.
Wait a minute.
On the Twitter and the Instagram at Camille Monet, CamilleMonae, because
your mom is fancy.
Thank you, sir. That's Eric.
He forgot.
I said it.
Oh,
good.
We didn't hear him.
Ain't nobody hear nothing. You teleprompter.
I'm sitting there waiting for Camille. Like, yeah.
I looked up like, wait, I didn't hear him.
At Buckspinner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
Goddamn right.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. KHarris216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. Say la vie. We'll see y'all next week.
Enjoy y'all holiday.
It's a celebration.
It is a celebration. Enjoy yourself.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.